Tukwila, of course, located just south of Seattle at the I-5 and 405 interchange. The district is made up of 5 schools serving about 3,000 students. It's one of the most diverse in the state, with students speaking more than 80 world languages.
King 5's Ted Land joins us live from the Tukwila School District with much more on what we need to know tonight. Ted.
Well, Mark and Greg, this is potentially a very serious breach of the school district's cybersecurity system. It's a phishing attack in which an outside attacker fools someone into giving them money or access to sensitive financial information, which allows them to get money out of an organization. Tonight, we know the Tukwila School District is the apparent victim of one of these phishing scams. Based on information King 5 has received, this scam could involve a substantial amount of money. The Tukwila Police Department and the FBI are investigating, trying to find out who's behind this attack and how much financial damage they caused. OSPI, the Washington Office of Superintendent of Public Instruction, tells me its IT team has been keeping tabs on these phishing scams as multiple districts have been targeted. We're trying to learn more about the Tukwila attack, how much money is involved, and whether the district followed the right procedures. All the district will say is that it's reviewing the incident and working closely with law enforcement. We reached out to the school board, the superintendent, the mayor, others who may be involved, and we're still waiting to hear back tonight. Phishing scams are a serious threat to public institutions and companies. Microsoft says the attacks are becoming more frequent, they're more sophisticated, and they're becoming harder to detect. Sometimes a phishing scam can come in as an email, which looks like it's from your bank, or in this case, PayPal. They fool you and try to get you to give them some information which would allow them to get into your system and then take some money from you. It can be that simple, and if you're not paying very close attention to every email that's coming into your inbox like that, it can be easy to be fooled. Now, we don't know specifically what happened in the Tukwila incident. We're waiting to learn more, and we'll bring you more as this story unfolds in the coming days. Live in Tukwila, Ted Land, King 5 News.